Hi, Doug Casey here, Down to Earth Golf. This video is on the bunkers and a couple different situations that you might encounter. So the first is, I've kind of raked this a little bit differently here. I've got it so it's very hard packed sand. Now you might encounter this after a rain, or if the golf course doesn't do enough bunker maintenance. Maybe their bunkers are old, maybe they're going to just put sand in the bunkers. Lots of different reasons. Bunkers are actually very expensive to maintain. They're very expensive to redo, and so some old courses especially just don't have the money, and so you're going to get bunkers that are hard and firm, and you know what, it's a penalty to go into them, and it is a harder shot. If you don't have that fluffy sand, then the club doesn't go through the sand as easily, and if you have too much bounce, what happens is instead of going through the sand, it actually does bounce off that hard sand and come up and hit the ball. So what I'll see some people do is they know they want to get it up in the air from this lie, and so they open the face up more. Well, the more you open the face, the more you add bounce, the harder it is going to be to hit this shot. The other thing is your wedges are probably going to have different amount of bounce on them. For example, my 58 it has a lot of bounce on it, so my 54 might be the better club for this. Now that's opposite of most people. Most people, your 58 or your 60 will have less bounce on it than your other clubs. Your 56, your 54, and it might be easier. In any case, don't use a lot of bounce. Don't open the face up a lot, okay? This isn't real bad sand. Actually, I kind of just recreated a lie here, but let's say it's really hard. I don't want to open the face. I'm going to keep the face fairly square, okay? To not have too much bounce. And I'm going to have to take a smaller swing and try to hit closer to the ball. So it's riskier. Because if I hit the ball first, it's going to go too far, obviously. If I hit too far behind, I'm going to leave it in the bunker. It is a much more difficult shot than if you have nice fluffy sand. So let's just see what we do here. So I'm going to draw my line on, instead of 3 inches behind the ball, here about 1.5 inches behind the ball. I'm going to keep the face nice and square. Not going to take it as hard a swing to hit this shot. And up on the green it goes. So you can see my splash mark here. My splash mark before for a normal shot is about 1 foot long in nice sand. This splash mark's only 6 inches long. I did hit my line. I bottomed the club out in the right spot, so I hit a good shot. But keys to this is smaller swing, hit closer to the ball, don't use too much bounce. Okay, let's move on to a totally different lie, the buried lie. So here we are with the buried lie. Some people call it fried egg. The ball is actually below the level of sand. Now, I've got a big lip here to get over. Don't worry about that. This ball will get up in the air, but it's going to look weird. You play this one of two ways. You will see really good players open the face up and kind of dig the heel of the club into the sand. To me, that's a more advanced way to play it, and a little more difficult. To make it easier for you, what I want you to do is actually hood the club, or what we call close the face. So here's a nice square face. I'm going to take that club, and instead of opening it this way, I'm going to close it. And notice I'm closing that a good 45 degrees. Okay? It's going to look really weird when you stand over the ball. That's okay. When I close the face like this, what's going to happen is when I swing down, that toe of the club is going to hit the sand first, that leading edge of the toe of the club, and it's going to dig down in the sand. I have to dig down in the sand to get this club to go underneath that ball, and it will pop up. Now again, the club's probably not going to hit the ball. The sand is going to hit the ball. So when I do this, it kind of looks like I'm going to hit myself in the knee, but the ball will go up. Now, it's not going to have any backspin on it. It's going to go up very like a knuckleball, and it's going to roll. Nothing I can do about it. My goal here is to get out of the bunker and onto the green. So I'm going to dig myself in. I'm going to take that club and close it over 45 degrees. Okay, so it looks very weird when you're standing over it. I'm still going to hit behind the ball, probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches. I've got to swing really hard to get this ball up over this lip, to get this club through the sand and get the ball to come out. It's a pretty hard swing, okay? So here I am, closed face, gonna hit behind the ball, big swing. Ball gets out of the bunker, no problem. It rolls a little further than I wanted it to, but it's out and I'm on the green. You can see just how deep my splash mark is there. The guy dug down a good 3 inches into the sand. That's okay. That's what I wanted to do. So that's the buried lie or fried egg. You can experiment with different things. I think the easiest way to do it is to hood the face or close the face a little bit and dig down underneath it, and the ball will come out every time. Good golfing.